Welcome to the virtual India Pavilion on behalf of the Ministry of INB and FICCI. It is indeed our pleasure to have with us this afternoon Shri Prakash Javadekar, Honorable Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Government of India, Mr. Amit Khare, Secretary, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India, Mr. Atul Kumar Tiwari, Additional Secretary, Ministry of INB, Government of India. We also have from France, Her Excellency Ms. Srila Datta Kumar, Minister Council Embassy of India. And we have Mr. Prashant Joshi, Chairman CBFC, Ms. Kangana Nanot, film personality, Colin Burrows from UK, and Ms. Michelle Waterhouse from France, Ms. T.C. Kalyani, Joint Secretary Films. A very, very good afternoon to all of you. We have important dignitaries here from the government and industry. With these few words, and just to reiterate that FICCI is happy to organize this virtual edition of the India Pavilion, again, as it has been doing for the last 6 years. Earlier, last year, many of us were together at Cannes. This time we are together virtually. But to initiate, may I now invite Shri Atul Kumar Tiwari, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India, to give his opening remarks. Mr. Tiwari.
Honorable Minister, Secretary Sir, Mr. Chenoy, and ladies and gentlemen, bonjour, namaskar. The virtual edition of Cannes film market exemplifies, as our Prime Minister said, togetherness and resilience when the humanity is facing a common challenge. The Indian Pavilion in Cannes has always been a hub of activity. It is here that the Indian filmmakers and delegates interact with the international community, who, while experiencing the color, flavor and aroma of Indian cinema, also explore the opportunities of working with Indian filmmakers and to shoot within incredible India that has almost unparalleled variety of locations and people. Sir, we have tried to keep this ethos alive in this adaptable business model of virtual edition of India's Pavilion. We expect Indian Pavilion to be buzzing with activities around co-production and film shooting in India, export of Indian films and content, post-production activities in India, and fruitful business interactions and networking among the delegates. Sir, we enjoyed hosting 50th edition of International Film Festival of India during November 2019. I would sincerely request all of you to block your diary for November 2028 this year for the 51st edition. We're delighted to welcome you all there. Be safe, take good care. Thank you and welcome to all.
Thank you very much, Shri Tiwari, for your opening remarks. We have the pleasure of having Ms. Michelle Waterhouse, Head Coordination, to represent the Cannes film market here. Thank you for making the time despite being busy with your own inaugural. May I request you to kindly say a few words, Michelle. Rajat, are you connecting in Michelle? I don't. So in the event that she's not here at the moment, maybe she's joining in later, may I now request Srimati Srila Datta Kumar, Minister, Councillor, Embassy of India, France, to address the inaugural session.
Thank you, Mr. Chenoy. Very good afternoon to all of you. Honorable Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Shri Prakash Javadekar, distinguished members from cinema, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor for the Indian Embassy in Paris to be present at this online inauguration of the India Pavilion at the 73rd Cannes Film Festival. This year is particularly special as despite the fact that the world is still grappling to contain a global pandemic, the Cannes Film Festival and the film fraternity from across the world are making sure that the show goes on, even if virtually. We at the Indian embassies are fully aware of Indian cinema being a powerful medium that showcases the many extraordinary facets of the country. However, apart from being an important component of public diplomacy, Indian films provide live publicity for our vast film production infrastructure, our technically skilled and creative manpower, and of course the varied choices of locale that the country can provide to foreign filmmakers. Like India, France being the birthplace of cinema has a long history of filmmaking traditions. The French government actively encourages foreign film productions to shoot their movies in France, and the last few years has been providing a tax rebate on certain expenditures to foreign film companies. The general objective behind this move is to encourage film tourism. Film France, a state-funded agency, is the nodal organization that provides film companies cost-free information on locations, crew hiring agencies, studios, post-production units, and guidelines on permits for filming. It is similar in some ways to our film facilitation office. Each year, France produces anywhere between 250 to 300 films, and on an average, a sizable section of these are international co-productions. In the last decade, India and France has produced 6 commercial films, including the very popular movie Lunchbox. 6 French movies were also shot in India. And lately, we have noticed at least 2 to 3 Indian films are shot in France every year. Therefore, we can see that there are immense possibilities of expanding a mutually beneficial cooperation in this area. And whether it could be in the form of joint projects, increasing market footprint, technical cooperation, or just encouraging more French films to be shot in India. The embassy would like to assure all stakeholders of the film industry in India that our assistance is there to promote cooperative ventures with France in the area of films, including assisting with services like issue of appropriate visas for India. Before concluding, I would like to wish the India Pavilion a successful week at the Cannes Film Market. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Ms. Shrila Datta Kumar, for your address. As I was mentioning before the call, that Shri Krishnan Joshi and me were actually physically present in Cannes last year, but now I'll request him to virtually address us. Shri Krishnan Joshi, Chairman CPFC. So if you could please say a few words, the Central Board of Film Censors. Thank you.
Namaskar to Honorable Minister Prakashji and all the other dignitaries. Madhur there, Kangana ji is there, Suresh ji is there, Kalyani ji is there, Amit Khare ji, Namaskar, and everybody who's
Sir, I think you have a bit of a bandwidth issue. Okay. You can switch off your video and just... Um, so, if it's okay, can we just come back to Prasoon later? Um, okay, so at this stage, we'll come back to Prasoon later. So
Yeah,
now-
I'm there.
yeah, okay, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah,
You had gone off.
I'm there.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
no, my just internet went off. So sorry about that. So for making sure that we have this event, and I remember being there in Cannes, and I've seen how much it benefits our filmmakers, not only in terms of sharing their ideas with the world or knowing what is happening in the field of cinema there. Unputdownable human spirit, which is still showing resilience and making sure that we find ways. Because I feel art, no matter what, art, cinema, poetry, music, no matter what, it finds its own way. हम तो दरिया है, हमें अपना हुनर मालूम है, जिस तरफ भी चल पड़ेंगे रास्ता हो जाएगा. So the fact that there will be a new way of looking at things, but one should not also forget that we are going through very, very tough times, and in particular when it comes to cinema, I think you will see that people have started seeing cinema in a different way, as they've started seeing their life in a different way. Somebody was talking to me the other day about essentials and non-essential services and non-essential things in life. Is cinema essential or non-essential? We say human being is a social animal. Where did human become social? Somewhere social need became very much part of your life. And I think over the years and over generations, cinema has also got hardwired into an essential need. It has become almost, if you remove, complete entertainment from somebody's life, the human would find a void. And this void, I don't know for how much it has got hardwired, but it has, I think, in some sense, it has got hardwired into us, and there will be a need for entertainment in some way. Now, which form would it take? Would it be people going to theaters? Well, for some time you might find a change there, that congregations will not happen the way they used to happen. But it does not mean the expressions will stop. It does not mean people wanting to share, art with each other would end. I think there is a silver lining there. And the silver lining in the context of today with Cannes, I feel, is nuance. I think the return and rebirth of nuance. I think Cannes has always celebrated nuance, the minute, the still, which somehow got lost. I think the way the entertainment was consumed, it was consumed in a very, unconscious way, almost wolfing down entertainment. It almost blurred. Everybody was on the go. So in that fast-paced life, lot of nuance, stillness, ठहराव as we call it, which is required part, and which Cannes has always appreciated as a festival, have always given platform to, is something which I see will return back in people's life. People are reanalyzing their priorities. People are looking at what they appreciate and what they don't. I think in that there will be change in the way they will consume media, they will consume entertainment. I think our films will have to look for newer and fresher subjects, subjects which are going to be more contextual. So I think there will be a lot of changes which we will see, and I hope that in the coming days we will discuss those in these platforms. Once again, I want to congratulate all the organizers for taking this initiative, and my namaskar to Prakash Ji.
Thank you, Prashunji, for those words and that perspective. May I now invite Mr. Madhur Bhandarkar, acclaimed film director who's got national awards, to put his perspective on the idea of the India Pavilion at the prestigious Cannes film market. Mr. Madhur Bhandarkar.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead. Yeah, we can see you also now.
Yeah, thank you. Honorable Sir Prakash Javadekar ji, my film colleagues, and all the dignitaries. Well, it's absolutely a great honor to be on this platform. Last year, I had opportunity, me, Shaji Karun, Rahul Ravel were there to present India Pavilion along with Vicky. I think I will take a clue from what Prasunji has said. I think it is very necessary for our storytelling, our thoughts, our culture, which reflects everywhere across the global. And it is very necessary to tell our story, our subjects, our culture. It is very necessary. Recently, if you see, when you see film like Tanaji, Manikarnika, these are our national hero, which we said, and that's have done very well at the box office also. Apart from this, I wish everybody, like last year, we had a great interaction with lots of people, lots of foreign filmmakers, production house. They want to come to India because we have all the seasons. We have all the kind of facilities over here. And I would like to tell the government of India that we should encourage them in coming years, because the only thing was they always feel that when you come over here, the permissions, the kind of things they want to get for their shooting, that has to be easy. Like the one window permission, everything is being given over there. And interaction with them, on them, we can collaborate a lot of things over there. Again, because collaboration, it is very necessary. Earlier in 80s, we had a lot of collaboration with Russia. But then later, I don't know what happened over here. But here, I think so today, because I always feel art has no boundaries and it's global. People look into a larger perspective to making films. Today, OTT platform, if you see the kind of cinema or kind of content we see, it's, people just watch good stuff, what they want to watch. So I think India has been such a huge market. We are the largest producing film company in the world. I mean, we have the great landscape in terms of making movies. So I think, and in our culture, in our country, we see, like we always say, cricket and film is one thing we worship, we always want to watch. And we have so many languages, so many states we have. We have to collaborate with such abroad also, where they can see our cultural thing, where our movie reaches the global world. That is very necessary. And I think tie-up not only in filmmaking, tie-up can be in script, tie-up can be in digital, tie-up can be in our cultural program. That is also very necessary, because I find it people are very enthusiastic when they come to talk about the Indian culture, when they talk about the Indian values over here and the kind of history we have, huge history we have. I think that has to be more initiative. And I think it was this kind of platform, this kind of forum, it was very necessary. I thank Indian Pavilion, I thank the Information Broadcasting Ministry, the Government of India, and FICCI, of course, to make this platform happen and to make me part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhurji, for that. We have from the South, Mr. Suresh Babu. I would welcome him to please add his thoughts from the South Indian market. Suresh Babu, please.
So you're on mute. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hello, am I fine now?
Yes, please go ahead. Yes, fine now. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So namaste again. So here I'm basically here to talk about the South Indian film market. We know India is one big place, and storytelling is never going to end. And we have a lot of diversity here. There are 4 states here: Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada. We make quite a large number of films. The Bahubalis, the Robos, and Egas have all been done here. There's a lot of interest for content, lot of interest on talent and technology. How do you put all these things together and make big films? The opportunity, and then the film going mood is very large in South India. We have the largest number of screens. If you take a per capita ratio to a population to screen ratio, and the South Indian film market has also gone all across. The movies travel all across the world. So we have a big space here. There is a lot of opportunity that we want the world and the Indian corporate to use down in the South. We have a lot of studios which are already collaborating with us. We've been making international films, international stories together. So uh, with OTT coming up and localizing of talent, localizing of content happening, I think this is a great opportunity for people to use the content services that are available here, your post-production facilities, visual effects, animations, film schools, all those things which are quite large in the South, and there is enough of high quality material available here. And these are times that all of us need to collaborate and work so that we can take our industry and put it on the world map. I think this Cannes Film Festival will give us this opportunity to really showcase what we have here to be presented to the whole world. And there will be several opportunities available for the corporates of India and the corporates of the world available down south here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Suresh Babu, for your thoughts. We now would like to call on Mr. Cullen Burrows from UK, who is a friend of India. He's produced several films in India and will talk about the India experience. So, Cullen, over to you.
Thanks, Dilip, and hello, everybody. I was just sitting thinking, listening to you guys and thinking, I've been to Cannes 35 years in a row, which age shows how very old I am. This should have been my 36th. And I was thinking as Prashun was talking about what we value about Cannes, he was talking very properly and very intellectually about the nuance and how we consume culture. And of course, I was thinking really how I like to consume all the rosé wine. So I'm not perhaps a sophisticated individual, but behind that is a serious point. One of the great joys of the Cannes Film Festival for me is the networking. And one of the things that India is great about is networking. Films only work and film festivals only work when people come together to share ideas and share plans. So I miss that deeply this year. I'm very grateful to Vicky for organising this and the various seminars